nothing about Angola, but Angola is in trouble. So I know nothing about who we are playing, but they're in trouble. We are going to win. We are going to go ahead. Yes, I hope we do. Anyway, the conversation for Carragher shows up. So let me say... So Carragher said something about Mo Salah needing to win a major tournament. It would help him become Ballon d'Or. And it caused all manner of noise and chaos about it. I don't understand what the chaos is about it, because I don't. Before I say what I think, did he have a point?
Yeah, for me, he had a point, because I look at it in this perspective. Because the Ballon d'Or, the winners of the Ballon d'Or, the criterias of winning the Ballon d'Or, either you won the league, either you won a Euro in between there, or maybe it's the La Liga. They carry weight. Those tournaments, the Champions League as well carries that way. But when it comes to AFCON, it doesn't carry that much weight. And maybe it's just because of we haven't been able to just make globalize the AFCON, or just forced ourselves to sit on that table and get recognized. And for me, from a marketer's point of view, just hit me. Is that person uko menyana anaishi uko Southeast Asia know what the AFCON is? Does he or she know when the AFCON is? Is it after every 2 years, after 4 years? Does somebody from that side of the world know about the AFCON? So to marketing, we have grown as AFCON. Personally, I love the AFCON. It's our thing. We have grown, especially the last one. That one was a good AFCON. The numbers, we improved. We entered new markets, Russia, India. Yeah. And for me, remember when we had this conversation, I mentioned the new markets, because I knew when you start entering new markets, that's how your brand grows. Yeah. And it showed growth. We need just to grow the AFCON, force people to notice the AFCON.
In your face.
Make it in your face, exactly. And that comes to how we plan it. How good is it? And just marketing it. So for me, I didn't agree with Carragher. I agreed with Carragher. That's what I mean. But guys, don't stop coming. For me, it was so personalized. It got both. Because I wrote something on Twitter. Nikambiwa, you're supporting an ex-Liverpool player. I didn't even have that in mind. Because for me, I'm like, no matter who made the comment, for me, I would still agree, because you just see the numbers, and it's a work in progress. I think it's a work in progress.
I think Jamie Carragher said he said our intrusive thoughts, something deep in your heart, but you can't just have the heart to come out and say it. I think he said it, but I think the way he said it is what rubbed off badly on people, because people obviously understand what he's trying to say, but it's just that the way the words came out for him, especially given that Salah is in contention for the Ballon d'Or and things like that. I think if he used better English, I think it could have been better. It would have made a lot of sense to other people, because there is so much noise that has come out, especially during this whole period, because people are now not really thinking about what he said. They're coming out after him personally.
Who said it? Yes.
People have to get context of what he's really saying. They have to understand that this guy, yes, they're even coming after his career. People have to understand, like you said before, you don't have to be in the sport to know how the sports works. You get my point? So he has a solid point. Don't be too salty of what he said. Just accept it and move on. But the point is this: AFCON is huge for us. AFCON is our homegrown sport. We have to, but there's been so much inconsistency, given the fact that even for us ourselves, sometimes we don't even know this is happening here in Africa. I remember just before this AFCON in Ivory Coast, we weren't sure of when it was going to happen, how about the venue that was going to take place, because sometimes it's treated like a second child. Uko in between.
Yeah.
Leo unaambiwa leo unaenda nyumbani, kesho unabaki nyumbani. You get my point? So we shouldn't take too much into this. We just have to go this thing slowly by slowly, and surely enough, it will be something recognizable.
Yeah, you know what it also reminded me of? You remember when in a press conference a few years back, Klopp said there's a small matter of the AFCON.
Then actually people completely misunderstood him. That phrase, I knew exactly what he meant.
Exactly.
Because I know how the phrase is used. When I say, well, there's a small matter happening tomorrow, it actually means it's a big thing.
Exactly.
But then people got it completely
until he was called racist. And I'm thinking, guys.
It's when African players are asked, are you going to attend the AFCON? it's deemed as normal. But think about it. Do you think a reporter would ever come and ask Hurricane, are you going to the Euros?
No.
No, never. It will never come up.
Now, first of all, Mo Salah has no chance of winning AFCON. Because this is the worst Egyptian team in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Start from there. So he has no chance. So he has no chance he's winning a major tournament with them. He barely made it to the World Cup. Did he go to World Cup? He went to a World Cup.
Yeah,
Yes.
If I'm not
Go
wrong.
He did.
He might have gone to a
Remember.
World Cup. I think might be this one.
The other one.
Might have been
Yeah,
2018.
yeah, not this
barely.
one. Yeah.
But the current Egyptian team is the worst in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay. So he has no chance. Number two, would AFCON factor so much at
Will it
Ballon
move
d'Or?
a needle?
I don't
It
think
won't.
so.
Exactly.
The Euros move, the Copa moves,
The Champions League.
the Champions League moves, and then
Yes.
you're later. I don't think it has ever moved anything.
Yeah.
I don't think it does. Now,
Yeah.
is the AFCON a big tournament? Potentially, the AFCON should be with the Euro neck and neck. But I don't think it is.
Yeah.
The reason I don't think it is because it doesn't have the same seriousness that the Euros are carried in. Case in point, when is next year's AFCON? Is it in January? Is it in June? Is it in August? When is it?
December.
When is AFCON? Why is it in December, not in
Not in-
January? Why was the other one in January? Why was the other one in June? What?
We keep changing those exactly.
If it's
Inconsistencies.
if it's a serious tournament, how often does it change? How often has the Euros changed? Have they changed from December to January and January to September? How often do they change? I know the World Cup changed for the first time in history because of Qatar.
Yeah.
It will change a second time because of Saudi Arabia.
Because the
But
weather
that's
and-
pretty much it.
Yeah.
We change it all the time.
Yeah.
We have players arriving on the day of the tournament starting. Now, Harry Kane, like you said, could he show up the day England are playing the opening game like Andre Onana?
No.
Like the star of the team? So, what does that mean? Secondly, I feel like the current CAF has been agreeing too much with FIFA, and they're moving a lot to where FIFA wants them to move. And
and
we
not-
have lost a bit of its original, like it's here and it's here, take it or leave it.
Yeah. And you I agree.
We times are last AFCON, a week to go. The continent did not know where we were going to watch it from.
Yeah,
A week
the broadcast,
to go.
right.
We
Yeah,
were
the-
all wondering, who is this company that's in Togo? Where shall we watch? A week to go.
I remember.
It took a huge uproar for SuperSport to get it.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a big tournament.
Yeah.
Of course, there are other things that are weird about it. Of course, I know the ref had heat wave and heat stroke and stuff, but he finished the game at 84 minutes.
yeah.
Those things can bring complications.
Yeah.
So, potentially, the AFCON should be at the same level as the Euros. But I don't think we've done enough as a continent to put it up there. Now, you guys speak about Ivory Coast. For you guys, Ivory Coast was an improvement. For me, it was the start of a redemption. Because I can remember when AFCON was the end-all, be-all. 98, 2002, 2006, 2008. But after Angola, it sort of went funny.
Yeah.
There was Ebola, so it moved from Morocco, it returned to Equatorial Guinea at a quick moment. Then there was COVID. Then we moved it from being in even years to being in odd years. That was 2012 and 2013. Like, we have moved it around too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That maybe something of that stature shouldn't be moved around. Like, I feel like it is forced to make room for every other thing
Everything
around it.
apart from
Yeah.
I don't think the Euros would be making moves for anything else around it.
Yeah.
But was he right? I think he was right. Could he have said it better? He could have said it better.
Yeah.
But this thing of bashing him and saying, oh, but what has he done?
He scored more on goals than I don't know goals he's.
I'll give you
Guys.
one of the best cricket commentators and everything of all time is called Harsha Bogle. Please check where he played cricket. But he is widely acknowledged, especially in India, as one of the greatest of the greatest of the greats.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith, considered one of the greatest of the greats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man on Undisputed, the old man. His name disappears. You know who I mean.
I know who you
Yes, you know the man who used to do the show with Shannon Sharp. Oh God, his
Yes,
name is
yes.
gone completely from my head. This is bad. This is so bad.
But it's so bad. And I can see his face.
You can see him.
I
eh?
can see his face.
Yes.
He doesn't follow anybody on
Yeah,
Twitter.
on Twitter, yes. Big guy. Doesn't follow anyone on Twitter. Skip Bayless.
Skipped.
Yeah.
Skip Bayless.
and
Skip.
Chana.
Yeah, it was undisputed. So, so I feel like, could AFCON be better? Definitely. Is it good enough? No. It could be better. We could improve other things. In fact, someone asked me, how does it compare with the Asian Cup? We might be surprised. We might be surprised.
Yeah.
We might be surprised. So, and also I think the other guys just got a chance to have a shot at him. Micah and Sturridge, they were like,
Even Rio got on the bandwagon.
Yeah,
Everybody
but-
and anybody.
yeah, but I don't think so. Because at times the AFCON can be... And for me, I struggle with the current AFCON, if I'm honest. Because I feel the AFCON has even lost its flavors as in terms of playing style. Nowadays, all teams look the same. They all play the same. They are not entered. I know it's the days of starts and how many passes, but I think AFCON was a lot more entertaining when I had Kalusha Bwali and J.J. Okocha. And Kanu. And Samuel Eto'o. And Didier Drogba. And Samoa Jan. And they had more flair. It was flair. The teams were different. Nowadays, all teams play the same kind of football.
Yeah.
That's just a personal opinion. They all play the same kind of football. And then there's too many teams in the AFCON. There's 24 teams in the AFCON. I think there are too many.
Oh, yeah, they
It should
increased
only
the
be
number.
16. I think just like there are too many teams in the Euros.
And do you think maybe having it in a 4-year cycle than 2-year cycle?
I
would
know
help
it when it
as
was a
well?
4-year cycle.
How
I
was
would
it?
rather... I know it took too long for us to see our stars.
Okay.
I like the 2-year cycle. The only problem is our windows clash. So the best time to host AFCON in this part of the world is January, February, because most of it is our summer. But the best time, but it bang in the middle of the European season where our stars are playing. So it's a normal debate. Now we bring it to June, but we bring it to June. In Kenya, you might get away with it, Uganda and Tanzania. But in June, in Ivory Coast, you didn't have had any football.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
the rainy season is
rainy.
heavy.
Yeah.
So it's a debate that continues going and going and going and going. And we seem like we are the only ones who give room.
Yeah.
So I don't mind. The AFCON can do better. And I think Carragher had a point. But, yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, he got a lot of heat out of it. And then Laban Guardiola has put details of why Modric is ahead of KDB, and he's done a whole table.
Weh.
Yes, Laban Guardiola. The last one I can answer you. All the big finals City have played. And here is a City fan, big City fan. KDB, it's a bit like Mo Salah. It's a bit like Mo Salah and finals. The only reason why, by the way, when I think Liverpool legend, the greatest of them, the only reason I pick in my head Stevie G comes to mind
that bit
is because Stevie G would be like Battle of Istanbul. I am Miracle of Istanbul. Sorry, I am here. FA Cup, I am here. Whereas Mo Salah, the other one, he said the way we have to get revenge. Because over there. And then Madrid wakarudisha hawa vile wamekuja. That's the only thing. So I don't think he shows up. And I know you're giving me the things, one goal versus Barcelona. Let's talk. I'm talking about stats, like the biggest game of them all. And if you want to know when Luka was at his best, wasn't he a Ballon d'Or winner? Or whatever it is in 2018?
Yes, he won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. It's not, that's why I say stats are like a bikini. They tell you a lot, but they don't tell you everything. So they tell you all these goals versus Liverpool and who versus Arsenal, but they are not telling you when. Because I can see Real Madrid versus Man City when he got subbed off, and then Madrid found 2 goals in the extra time, in added time. I can see the other one when he got subbed off in the final, and it took Rodri.
Injury.
Now, for me, the biggest players, the best of the best of the best, show up in the best of the best of the best of the best moments.
The biggest occasion.
Didier Drogba scored 20 goals a season in the EPL twice. But how many goals in finals? Kibao hivi, I think 7 in 7 in Wembley or something. It's the difference.
Yeah.
It's my only fight versus Thierry Henry, by the way. It's the only blood you can give me at Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
It's the only one.
06 Barca.
Yeah, 06. Like, you know what Messi did at 21? That famous final versus Man United.
Yes.
Yeah.
What Zizou did in 2002 World Cup, 2002 Champions League final, or 1998 World Cup final. Zizou, who doesn't head the ball, scored 2 headers. Like, it's me.
Yeah.
Diego Maradona, it's me. It's the big, it's Pele,
It's the big occasion.
Gareth Bale, really underrated, but almost always stepped up with the big goals.
That Champions League.
Almost always stepped up with the
That
big
Champions
goals.
League,
Yeah.
I know.
That's what gives me a bit of a difference. So that's what I mean, Mr. Laban. And KDB is fantastic. I like his explosiveness and his power and his urgency. I was just telling him, he compares best to Kaká. Directness. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's finish the job.
Yeah.
But up or top.
Top tier.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we are done. Let's leave that.